The first Pokemon game on the 3DS, and boy am I excited. Total 3D graphics, diagonal movement, amazing! I wonder how they'll transfer Pokemon over to this new console. Make a remake like Fire and Red, or just transfer using old cartridges in my 3DS? Oh, okay. This is a cool way of doing it. Use the internet to transfer them. That makes so much sense. Yes! Oh, this is a great idea. I have to pay money? Hey everybody, and welcome back to this series where we look at Pokemon games and decide which game had the best features, what was the best Pokemon game, and which features were not as good. Last time, we took a good look at Pokemon Black and White and their sequels and were in awe of how much they really pushed the game to its limits, and I hope to see the return of some of these great features. So if you missed that one, you might want to get caught up. Link in the description, and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any more of these great episodes. So where is Pokemon going to go from here? We've done colours, precious gems, colours again. So the next step, obviously, is letters. But Pokemon ABC kind of sounds like it's for babies, so we want something cooler. Here's Pokemon X, Y, and Z. Actually, no Z. No Z? Okay, never mind. Pokemon X and Y was the first game on the 3DS, so of course we were going to see a lot of visual changes. 3D, of course, but I think this gave Game Freak a chance to re-energize the franchise, give it new life, and really make it the best Pokemon game yet. So did they achieve it? Well, first off, some changes to the battles and strategies were made. A new type was introduced, Fairy, the first new type since Gen 2, so all that time I spent memorizing what types were strong and weak to other types is now garbage because Fairy came along and changed things. But I'll get over it. It was nice to spice the game up a little bit and level out dragon types. Sky Battle was a new battle style where only Pokemon that could fly were able to battle. So if you did what I did and only had your one token flying type, these battles got pretty hard. This was mostly to create a new perspective and show off what the 3DS could do, but because only airborne Pokemon could battle, I kind of lost interest in it. I only had one, so rarely stood a chance, and because they were optional, I just didn't bother. A cool mechanic in theory, but it maybe needed some tweaking. A new wild encounter known as Horde Encounters meant you had to fight 5 other wild Pokemon, designed to make wild encounters a little more tricky and risky, as well as some Pokemon are only available in Hordes, and some Pokemon caught in Hordes will have their hidden ability. A great way of challenging the player and also making ways to catch special or rare Pokemon. Day 121, I've successfully infiltrated the Nidoran male Horde. I think they just think I'm a shiny. One of the biggest changes to the combat and to the series was Mega Evolutions. A Mega Evolution is where a Pokemon will temporarily transform for the remainder of the battle. This ability is only possible for certain Pokemon. While at the time this received mixed reviews across the board, this feature has become a loved feature by many. Not just because of the appearance changes, but some Pokemon would change type, gain new abilities, and have change in stats, which meant if you're in need of a move that could change the table in a battle, Mega Evolution might be the answer. Mega Charizard Y. Oh yeah, Charizard has 2 forms. Is it like Game Freak's favourite Pokemon or something? Anyway, Charizard Y keeps his typing, but has Drought as an ability which boosts fire-type moves and weakens water-type moves. His special attack stat also increases, so Flamethrower is about to kick some serious butt. Ampharos gains a dragon typing, so suddenly has good defense to fire, water and grass. Using this Mega Evolution could mean he could withstand more hits and survive the battle if you're in a bit of a jam. It's not just a form change, there's battle strategy involved, making the game so much more exciting. There are some new features which I guess make sense to be added, like being able to customize your character, hair color, style and eye color. It wasn't the reason I play Pokemon, but I'm sure for some people being able to make the avatar look more like themselves was a nice feature, along with the roller skates. Whee! Now the story was pretty much what you'd expect. You want to be champion. Again. And this time, you have a gang of friends, so lots of rival fights. On your travels, you run into an evil gang, the most fashionable and fabulous gang ever. Team Flare want to create a beautiful and better world, and obviously the easiest way to do that is eliminate all life on the planet. Now that's messed up. They would kill themselves in the process, right? It's a bit random, not to mention the war that took place 3,000 years ago. It's a way for them to talk about the machine that can destroy everybody. Sure enough, you stop it, catch the legendary, and bada bing, bada boom, you become the champion, and woohoo, it's all great. But that's kinda it. The post-game stuff is not really there. In terms of legendaries to catch, there's only Zygarde, Mewtwo, and one of the legendary birds roaming Kalos. Other than a little fetch quest with Looker to upgrade your Mega Ring, there's not really much else to do. The story felt lacking, and they tried to make up for it with new features to make the game more interesting and challenging for the players. But X and Y added some things which I think were not needed and made the game far too easy, like super training. Super training was a place with a bunch of minigames where you train Pokemon which would increase base stats. Over time, they could earn a training bag and they could train on their own. So basically, you have a free and easy way of making your Pokemon stats higher, making your Pokemon naturally more powerful. But it isn't just this. Your party gains experience from catching Pokemon. It might seem insignificant, but actually means that right at the start of the game, when you catch a lot of Pokemon to build your party, your starter is so powerful from gaining all the XP. While it encourages players to catch more, I think it means leveling up happens faster, and the gyms are then far too easy. On top of this, the XP share is now an item that is toggled in the bag and affects all Pokemon. This was a feature back in Gen 1, but because of an error in the code, didn't work very well. After that, XP was a hold item that would share XP with only one Pokemon holding the item. But now all Pokemon get the XP, and once again, leveling up Pokemon became easier. I often had it where I would never have to send out some of my Pokemon because they were so high level that I had to try and even out the rest of my party. What's ridiculous was XP share wasn't the icing on the cake of making this game too easy, and it was disguised as a brand new fun feature, Pokemon and Me. In Pokemon and Me, you can feed and pet your Pokemon. Harmless fun, right? Well, the end goal of doing this with your Pokemon is to strengthen your bonds and increase a new stat called Affection. The level of affection a Pokemon has for you can give benefits in battle, from increasing XP gain to avoiding hits that would otherwise make the Pokemon faint, shaking off status conditions, and higher chances of landing critical hits. While at first this seems like a cool new stat to help give you an edge in battle, it just made battling way too easy. Together, all of these features meant I breezed through the game. It wasn't hard at all. It felt so quick, and most of that was the lack of grinding needed to win. Not even the Elite Four and the Champion were hard. I was hoping a hard mode would be offered at the end of the game, but no. This game was easy, and Game Freak seemed to be okay with it. It wasn't all bad. I liked horde battles, the way they split up the Pokédex into subcategories, made it feel fun again to try and complete the Pokédex. The Safari Zone encouraged making friends with others with the new friend roster features. I liked it, but I didn't love it. The negative things this game brought far outweighed what was good about the game. And that's without mentioning Pokemon Bank, the service that allows you to transfer your Pokemon from the previous game to an online cloud which you can transfer to X and Y. Makes sense. The system seems future-proof than simply transferring to the next game. It's in the cloud. But this is a subscription service. You have to pay to have it. I admit £4.50 a year isn't much, but it felt like this could be a slippery slope into paying for features to make the game better. I'll be honest, this was the first game I picked up, played the main story, and didn't play again for a long time. I was unimpressed by how easy it was, the new features didn't keep me gripped, the new fairy type was cool I guess, but only 72 new Pokemon, the lowest in the series. The series was going stale, and I did pick this game up again to see if I over-exaggerated in my head, but no. This game did not take long to finish. It was far too easy, and the story was so forgettable. I had to keep looking up the story while writing the script because I kept forgetting what happened. This game had potential, fully 3D, great graphics, and a more powerful system, but it fell flat in my opinion. They tried a lot of new stuff, but at the end of it all, I was just disappointed at how easy it was. But Gen 6 doesn't end with X and Y. There's Pokemon Z. Still no Pokemon Z. Okay, fine. Pokemon X and Y 2. Nope, not that either. So there's no additional game for the Kalos region? So what's next? Oh yeah, remakes. We finally got our Ruby and Sapphire remake, and Game Freak wanted to remind us it's from the same generation as X and Y. So maybe add some letters, but like cool ones. Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. Like all the remakes, we were going to see the old game with some new graphics and features. Call it nostalgia, but I was so excited for this. Of course, the features from X and Y are here. Super training, Pokemon and Me, horde encounters, but most importantly, Mega evolutions. But there was a little twist to the story too. The legendaries now have Mega forms, but are known as Primal forms, which automatically take place simply by holding their respective orb. They really leaned into the Mega forms, and I think it was the right call. Possibly the best feature from X and Y, so glad they played such a pivotal role to the game. But more on that later. A lot of differences to the original with just simple tweaks. Moorville Game Corner's gone, Moorville City has been redesigned into an indoor shopping mall because why not? Some gyms were redesigned, Skypillar removed its Mac Bike puzzle, and a few areas were expanded. There were also some new features added to the series, and some features that we lost along the way returned. Latias and Latios are no longer roaming legendaries, and after becoming the champion, you can use the Eon Flute to fly around Hoenn and encounter Pokemon and do sky battles. It was a bit of a gimmick, but come on, this is cool. Another great feature was sneaking in grass. When in tall grass, little blobs or tails would appear. If you just walked or ran to get the Pokemon, it would be spooked and run. These were often rarer Pokemon, so you wanted to get them. And to do so, you had to gently push your circle pad and sneak up on the Pokemon. This made the experience of catching Pokemon all the more real, having to be sneaky in order to get the rare Pokemon. A great new feature. One feature that everyone was desperate to return was secret bases. It's back, and it's gone Super Saiyan, so now it's called Super Secret Bases. It was mostly the same. Obviously, the connectability of devices made it easier to share your base, but they also integrated from Diamond and Pearl the Capture the Flag feature, which was fun. A cool feature was battle rules. You were always able to battle before, but now you can create a little gym with specific rules, which was awesome. I'm pretty sure I said this was the best feature from Ruby and Sapphire.
How awesome!
And they took it to the next level. The only thing that I was sad about was why didn't they include this in the previous games? It's so fun! Now the story in this game is of course largely the same as the first one, but they've changed some of the aspects and given it more character development, which I think works so well. The two gangs, Team Magma and Aqua, have slightly different goals. Team Aqua, rather than just trying to expand the world with water because they like water, they're now trying to return the world to a state for Pokemon to thrive, wiping out human civilization in order to be untainted by human progress. Team Magma's new goals parallel Aqua's. Instead of expanding the world's landmass just because, they're now doing it in order to give humans more space to build and develop civilization. It felt good to give their causes more sense rather than just, I like water, and it gave it a more plausible plot. There were also story changes for Steven, who is looking for answers about the Megastones, and Professor Birch is researching Pokemon that left Hoenn due to climate change. They were just little story changes that felt like Game Freak had a look at the original games and went, we can improve that. And it paid off. There was also a new post-game story, the Delta episode. This story focused on Rayquaza and its new Mega form. There is a meteorite heading for Hoenn, and you and Rayquaza have to stop it. So you have a little run-in with Deoxys. It's a fun little extra mission that also explains the possibility that this version of Ruby and Sapphire is from an alternate timeline. Kinda helps explain why this version has Mega evolutions. Maybe a bit of a get out, but I liked it. This game simply reinforced the features of X and Y and tried once again to see what stuck. And for some reason, I enjoyed this game far more. Like I said, it could simply be nostalgia, but I think a lot of it was down to good story. X and Y had such a forgettable plot that the ease of the game made me sprint through the whole thing and not really take it in. Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby had a great plot, so while it was still very easy, I actually enjoyed the story and playing as a trainer of Hoenn. Not to mention the return of the secret bases, and the creeping around, while a little slow, made that challenge of catching every Pokemon all the more fun. What's clear to me is Pokemon as a classic RPG is going stale, and the only thing to do is throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks, and some features work better than others, but for me, it felt like Pokemon was losing its grasp. Something needed to change. So what's next? Is there more Pokemon after this? You betcha. What will they do to keep the franchise going? More changes to mix things up? What about all these new features we've seen? Will they stay? Well, you're going to need to stay tuned for the next episode where we will be reviewing the next series of games and figure out what will they name them? Pokemon P and Q? Pokemon Hot Pink? Who knows? I'm sure you all know this by now, but if you want to see what else we do on the channel, check out the suggested videos or just go directly to my channel and see what videos there are. Subscribe if you haven't already and want to see more of this content. Comment what you thought about these games, what you liked, what you didn't like. Hope to see you all again for the next episode. Bye-bye!